you can see loads of school buses here, so I think this is going to be mentally busy. I don't know if I made the right choice by going today, but we'll see. Got the ticket now, it's already paid for, so we'll see what the hell happens. Well, welcome to Walibi Holland. I'm actually already at Untamed here. Couldn't vlog at the entrance. It's so busy with school trips. It's insane. So no idea if I'm going to get on many rides today. But Untamed isn't on too much of a long queue, I think, at the moment. There is, and I'll be the first RMC I've ever done. So let's see what it's like. Can't wait, really. It looks very extreme. So if you can give this a couple of goes today, I'll be happy with that, to be honest. You can always come back tomorrow or Saturday. Still in Holland. And there's a single rider's queue. That's very interesting. Let's do that. Very first hybrid coaster RMC I've done. Unless you count the likes of Ultimate as a hybrid, I'm not sure, like Water Valley, but this is the proper first RMC, and it just opened this week, so let's see what it's like. Let's make use of this single rider's queue. Well, Untamed is great. It's something quite different. This is literally the first RMC coaster I've done, and it's very smooth, lots of airtime pops that you really fly out your seat. It's so smooth. That's I think the most remarkable thing about it, to be honest with you. It's something very spectacular. Is it better than something like Taron? I don't know. You can't really compare it to Taron, obviously it's a launch coaster, but yeah, it's very special. Definitely get on there again later on. Don't know if it's going to quieten down a little bit in the afternoon, you know, when the school buses leave. No idea. But I'd like to get back on Goliath. Not done that in like 15, 16 years or something stupid. And that's when this park was still called Six Flags Holland, I believe. Yeah, just a bit more about Untamed. I mean, is it a #1 coaster? I mean, I mean, you would have to do it a few more times to really make sure, you know, what you think about it. I guess you can't really judge that on one go, but it's pretty awesome. I was very lucky to be right at the front, as you can maybe see from that footage in the station. Just literally, I was in the single rider's queue, and someone on their own decided to queue for the front row, so allowed me to get into the front row queue, which is great. You know, that's always a great way to experience a coaster the first time, I think, front row. But I'd definitely like to get in the back. Here it's even more manic in the back, which is a bit like Troy. You know, Troy is more crazy in the back for sure. So maybe that'll you know, give me a better, you know, better appreciation. But it's flipping awesome. It's the biggest takeaway, as I say, is the fact that it's just so incredibly smooth. There's no rattle, there's no bumpiness anywhere along the track. That's what's so special about these RMC coasters, I guess. You know, you get this wooden structure, but it's nothing like a wooden coaster. There it's going to come. Awesome inversions, and there's a bit of hang time at the end with the barrel roll. It's awesome. It's a great coaster. I would say it's definitely my top 5 straight away. Whether it's in the top 3, yeah, probably for me, but I've not done that many coasters. I've only done like about 70 or something like that. None of them are Caterpillars or Wild Mouse, by the way. I don't really count those. Hey, cool. So let's get on Goliath and see what other rides we can do in the park before we do some more re-rides on Untamed later. Woo.
Oh, they're coming.
Goliath is awesome coaster. It's been a long time since I've done it. It's really good. It doesn't have any inversions, but it's just awesome intimate, and quite smooth. Great pops of airtime at the end. It's just yeah, it's great. Really liked it. I think there's one in Holiday Park in Germany, which is quite similar. Expedition G-Force. I'd like to try that, but I don't know there's much point if it's too similar, of course. But it's got a slightly different drop, a carved drop, so that would be quite cool. But yeah, great coaster. It's an awesome one, really. So probably waited about 40 minutes for that. So it's a bit of a long queues today, unfortunately. Like I said, all the school trips might die down a little bit. Late afternoon, get back on Untamed. Noticed that there was a 20 or 25 minute queue for Speed of Sound. That's a new credit for me. Never done that one. In fact, I've never done a Vekoma Boomerang, so that'll be the very first for me. So looking forward to that. It looks quite good with the music. Hopefully the music's working okay today. Sometimes it's not on for some reason. So do that, and then Lost Gravity is a new credit for me, so get that one as well. And then maybe Platform 13, which is the same as Rock and Roller Coaster. Another Vekoma. I'm gonna see how smooth or rough that is, because I was actually really disappointed with how rough it's got. Rock and Roller Coaster got at Disneyland Paris. So we'll see about that. Let's do Speed of Sound next. So that was my very first Vekoma Boomerang I've ever done. This roller coaster had a different name, Villa Volta or something like that, when it was Six Flags Holland, and I actually never did it for some reason. I think the queue was really long when I came, and I just didn't fancy it too much. I mean, not that I was afraid of inversions or anything, because I quite happily went on Superman the ride, which is now Platform 13. Yeah. It's very intense, as a lot of people always say, shout out to Coaster Crazy, he's always on about that. It pulls 4.5 Gs, and you can feel it going backwards. You don't feel it so much going forwards, but when you're going back and you're heading towards the, into the reverse Cobra roll, that is really intense. You almost feel like if you let yourself, you could almost pass out in a way. That's almost what it feels like. It's really weird, a really strange sensation. The train has got the new Vekoma vests, which help to negate any roughness, which the coaster definitely does have to a certain extent. I think if it was with the old restraints, like what you still get on a Rock and Roller Coaster right now, I think it would be really uncomfortable. but I'm sure there's loads of boomerangs out there that have got that. So you just have to put up with it, or you know, not ride it, I guess. But it's fun. The audio makes it kind of cool, but it was kind of turned low, so there's a lot of screaming. I could hardly, you know, hear it too well. So I'll maybe have another ride on it later again. I'm definitely gonna have another day at Walibi, maybe tomorrow. And originally I wasn't going to vlog the second day, but I'll see what it's like. If it's quieter, I probably will, because it's just going to be a completely different experience. If it's the same as this with, you know, lots of screaming kids around, I don't know if I'll bother too much. But I'm enjoying myself and getting on some rides, obviously, but it's, yeah, it's kind of deafening on some of the rides with the screaming, so you just have to put up with it. Here it comes again. Bit of a rattle, but that's just the structure, that's not the train. Anyway, it's cool, it's a cool ride. I like the fact that they sort of themed it with the music. I don't know if it really suits the colour scheme with the orange, but I think that was from a previous generation when I had different music. I like the Goliath blue. This could do with maybe some more modern colours. Like a nice blue or something like that, but it's okay. Really like the Goliath color scheme, and didn't really comment on that. There's a chair swing ride over there. I love those chair swing rides, so I'm definitely going to go on that. That'll be the next ride, and then I'll make my way back to where it's platform 13. Cool little chair swing ride. That's the third one I've been on this trip. I think was it Willen Flume, the one in Germany, and Phantasialand is the best, obviously, because of the fountain underneath. It's just awesome. I keep saying it. I think that Blackpool Pleasure Beach could do with one of those. I think it's a much better attraction than just a fountain. But anyway, let's try and get on platform 13, which is a copycat of the Rock and Roller Coaster. I still got to do Lost Gravity as well after that, which is a new credit. So let's have a go on those. So yeah, platform 13. It's okay. I couldn't get any footage. I'll see if I can maybe go on this enormous Ferris wheel, which is a very tall one. Maybe add some in from the ride in the distance. But it's okay. It kind of shows you how mild that ride really is when it's outside and there's no effects. As it is with Rock and Roller Coaster. And Rock and Roller Coaster feels a bit more intense. There might be some wind machines in there, I don't know. That definitely is the case in Vogelrok and Efteling, which is really cool. It makes you feel like it goes much faster. So yeah, it's pretty good. I think it's actually aged a little bit better, because Rock and Roller Coaster is extremely rough in the corkscrew. And I was at the back again on platform 13. As I did in Rock and Roller Coaster, but it was really not as bad, so it's probably in a better condition, I would say. The queue line is yeah, towards the end it's a bit more interesting and there's some sort of jump scares, but I think a lot of it is kind of cheap and tacky, to be honest with you. I think a lot of theming in this park actually is like that, and it's out of the 3 parks I've done so far this week, it's the weakest in the sense of theming. And obviously because of that, it attracts a kind of different audience, you know, like Phantasialand is much more family orientated, as is Toverland. Here it's definitely more aimed at the sort of teenage market, which is fine, but the coasters are great, don't get me wrong. Goliath, Untamed, both excellent. I'm going to do Lost Gravity, see what that's like. But yeah, I would, you know, if you're looking for a theme park with good theming, this is not really the place to go. That's just my opinion anyway. Anyway, like I said, let's get on Lost Gravity, and then I'll have my last cred out of the way for today, and then it's all about some re-rides, I think, or a couple of flat rides. I think there is a log flume I could get on, but we'll see. Yeah, that's Lost Gravity. It's okay, it's pretty good. It's a Mack Big Dipper. How does it compare to something like Icon? Yeah, it's quite good. The comfortable seats, quite forceful. It's not, I wouldn't say it's amazing. It's an okay coaster for the compact size. It's over quite quick. That's maybe something again. Blackpool Pleasure Beach could maybe fit in as well in the space of the old Wild Mouse, I would have thought, maybe with some tinkering. Something like that could fit there, I would have hoped. But it's, yeah, it's a decent coaster. Another one off the list. Maybe do it later. I went into the single riders queue, but the girl at the top actually said that queue is probably taking longer than the normal queue, so that was a waste of probably half an hour or something like that. Well, it would have been an extra 10-15 minutes maybe, but anyway, might see what the queue is like at Goliath and Untamed, try and get back on those. Could come back for the log flume, or I'll do that on the second day that I've got here, which I'm really not sure if it's going to be tomorrow or Saturday. I'm trying to figure out what is the least worst day to come. You know, is there going to be loads of school kids again tomorrow, or I don't know. There's quite a few people that have got the fast pass thing. I think it costs something like 60 euros, which I don't really like getting, but I think if I came again tomorrow here and it's the same kind of setup with hundreds of buses outside, it's astonishing how many there were. I think maybe then I'd have to give in. It's a bit annoying being in the queue. I mean, there's a group of 20 people using that fast pass, and they're all walking together, so all of a sudden, you know, there's like 2 or 3 train loads of just those. So it's sort of same system as the big one, you know. It just, too many people use it, it slows the normal queue down tremendously. So one of these problems. Anyway, let's get on to Goliath again, and then maybe Untamed. Such an awesome coaster, it really is. It's maintains speed throughout, good airtime, hills at the end. It's awesome. It's definitely one of the best here, along with Untamed, I would say. The others are sort of a mixed bag, really now. Lost Gravity, I would, put in the class of high coasters, but the fact that they still have that original SLC is incredible after sort of 25 years. It pulls the crowds. It's the same as Infusion, and that's the reason why it's still there, I'm sure. But it's really not very good. If you ride B&Ms, that's how invert should be. But enough about that. Untamed is now on 15 minutes. I assume a lot of the school kids have gone, so let's get some re-rides on that. Until I've still got 2 hours in the park, a little bit more. So hopefully get at least 3 or 4 goes on that. And we'll see if I come back tomorrow or Saturday. I really know what's the best solution with regards to the queues. But it was to come back when there's so many school kids that definitely get the fast lane thing. 60 euros, like I said. And then it works the same way as Blackpool Pleasure Beach. It virtually queues for you on your phone, so it's quite a good system. This used to be an old kart track. I definitely went on it because I've got a photo of myself on the kart track, but I believe there was an accident with it. Quite sure what happened, but I think that's why it closed. It's no longer there. So yeah, let's get on Untamed. G-Force is an enterprise, which I don't know if I've ever been on. I don't know if that was here when this was still Six Flags Holland. But yeah, it's just like any bog standard enterprise. They're all right, so surprising that the one in Alton Towers has been closed for ages. I think it still is. I can't understand really why that is. It can't be that complicated to fix it or get a replacement ride, I would have thought. So back to the wilderness area, which is home to Untamed. Might go through the normal queue line. We'll see what the single riders is like, but there is a part of the track and train of the original Robin Hoods, of course, that this coaster used to be. So yeah, don't think there's any point waiting on the single riders queue. It was up the stairs the last time I was there, and it took probably like 20-30 minutes. If the queue is like 15, I don't see the point. Get some good off-ride footage as well on the queue line. This is the Robin Hood track, part of the old Robin Hood and the old Robin Hood train, which now acts as a planter, really. It's incredible. But, yeah, it's really cool. It's a cool area to see this entire roller coaster. I think there used to be a lake here. I think that's gone. It must have just filled in. So I'm sure part of Robin Hood went around the lake. Yeah, it's gone. And I guess that these are all part of what used to be Robin Hood. Very stylish. And the word love written everywhere. It's also up there on the lift hill. Lights. It's over there. This is the place to be if you want to see an RMC in action.
Let op, sluit alleen je riem. Laat de beugel open. Een medewerker zal de beugel sluiten. First, hold your seat. Leave your left one open.
Well, I just had a quite good sort of middle ride on, I was sitting in the middle of the train on Untamed, and you can already notice it's faster, so I assume the back is the best, is what the guys at Pleasure Beach Experience are telling me, which I'm sure, you know, is the case. It's the same as at Troy. It was incredible yesterday riding that at the back, but as you can see, it's standing on top of the lift hill and it's broken down. So I don't know if I'm going to get back on it. We'll have to see if they get that sorted. Hopefully it's just a minor temporary glitch. It'll be disappointing if the ride stays closed. You know, if they have to close it, it would be a real shame. There's just over 1.5 hours of park time left to go, so I was hoping to get on it maybe another 2 times, but if this stays like that, there's probably no point. In the meantime, I might I should try and get on something else, and then maybe do Speed of Sound again, or have a look at the Q Goliath again. I don't mind that a 3rd time, but it'd be great to it would be great to get back on Untamed for a 3rd and final time, or even 4th time if possible, but at the moment it's not going anywhere, so it's highly unlikely I'm going to have many more goes. That's a shame. I hope these people up there have got sun cream on their heads, because the sun is blazing. I mean, even though they said it was only going to be 20 degrees, it feels warmer to me. I mean, I've had to put sun cream on a couple of times. It's astonishing. That's what happens with new technology. To be fair, Taron was closed for the vast majority of Tuesday when I was there. They didn't really open it properly until 4 o'clock, 3:30, 4 o'clock. I still managed to get through 3 goes on it, which was great. I still think it's my more favorite coaster than this, if I'm being really honest. I mean, this is great, but it's yeah, Taron is something very special with the launches. What's really cool on this coaster, at the end when it goes through the structure with all those airtime hills, you really feel like you're going to hit those beams that support the structure. They seem to get so close. Those head choppers are insane. So I had my arms up, I don't care, but it does feel like you might not come back with them. So who knows. But anyway, I really hope they get it up and running, also just for the sake of those people on the train as well. It must be awful being stuck up there in the heat. Yeah, it literally just happened as I came off the ride. So it might have been the next train or the train after that, something like that. So it's lucky not to be up there right now. So let's try and get on Goliath or something like that and see if it reopens. This area looks quite nice. I think they've done a good job with the sort of theming in this area. It's kind of an improvement, but the platform 13, I don't know. I remember when it was Superman the Ride, and it was the queue line was themed as, you can see the train there, real good shot. It's themed as the Daily Planet, which was actually quite nice. But yeah, Goliath is, I think. Probably not the only one that's thinking like that. Second best coaster here for sure. Untamed being number 1, but it's ironic because although I don't think the park is amazing, it's got the best 2 steel coasters in the Netherlands, but I think Toverland is becoming a little bit more special in the sense of the theming and sort of immersive experience and the variety of rides, really. Yeah, a couple of goes in Goliath. It was only a 5-minute wait, so no problem. So still got a little bit over an hour park time to go, and I think I'll just try and get on Untamed twice. So got yeah, going on Goliath twice there just now. So I think I've been on it 4 times today, which is really not that bad. And yeah, just a couple more times on Untamed. I think it's quite a successful day. Like I said, I never made it onto Condor, but it's apparently one of the roughest SLCs, and I don't really enjoy Infusion, and I think this is meant to be even worse, so I don't know, there's no point. I wouldn't enjoy it. So yeah, let's see what the queue of Untamed is like, and if we can get on it another 2 goes. Well, that was Untamed. I had another 4 goes on that, so I think that's 6 today. It's really not bad. A couple of goes right at the back, 1 right at the front this morning, and a few in the middle, so pretty excellent. I mean, it's definitely worth coming out for if you're into roller coasters and you want to see something quite special. If you haven't been on an RMC before, like myself, it's yeah, it's quite unique. I mean, they're very smooth. It's like, I like a B&M, but bare, if that's possible. A very interesting start to the roller coaster. Flings you right out of the seat, pretty much. But yeah, I had a pretty good day. This morning was a little bit, yeah, I wasn't feeling it a little bit. It was very busy. I didn't vlog from the entrance of the park. You could hardly stand anywhere. There was just busloads and busloads of high school kids coming in, and you know, the parks make loads of money out of that, so I can fully understand to capitalize on that. And you know, it's that kind of season where you can expect that to happen. It happens at Blackpool Pleasure Beach as well. In fact, I think it was this Thursday, a year ago, I was at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, and it was very busy with school kids as well. I even waited more than an hour for river caves. I think that's some kind of record. So that's my day here at Walibi Holland. Like I said, the park's got 2 excellent steel, well, one's a hybrid roller coaster, one's a steel roller coaster as in Goliath. Lost Gravity, the Mack Big Dipper, I think it's pretty good. Having thought about it a bit more, should Blackpool Pleasure Beach get something like that? I don't know. I believe I've heard rumors that there was a 2-coaster deal with Mack, so it might be that, but I personally think they should go for height, something imposing. I know that Mack do hypercoasters as well. I'm sure they could fit in a second one if they really wanted to. But then again, you know, maybe a Big Dipper is where it's at. I don't know. I think some of the elements are too similar to something like Icon, really, and I just don't think it's, for me, Lost Gravity is not really so much of a unique coaster. If that was the one opening this year, I don't know if I would have bothered coming over here. But the RMC is very special on times. I mean, it might not be in my top 3 coasters, but it's definitely in the top 5. I still think Taron for me is was really, you know, very special this this week, riding it for the first time. And I had 21 goes on it over 3 days, which is just awesome. 10 goes the first day, the next day 8, and then only 3 on the last day when it was closed for most of the day. But yeah, anyway, one of those things, you know, that it's hard to compare roller coasters all the time. I mean, it's not really any point, but a lot of people like doing it. I still think it's very hard for me to decide which one is my number one, but I'll probably do a countdown later on this year, I think. I mean, I'm really looking forward to Liseberg. That's going to be the next series, or yeah, there's going to be at least 1 or 2, I think, series of vlogs. It's definitely going to be Liseberg. I doubt we'll get to another park before then. I've got another entry ticket for Walibi Holland, and I could come back tomorrow or Saturday. I just have to see, and I don't know if I'll be vlogging, to be honest, because it's just going to be about trying to get re-rides. There's 1 or 2 rides I haven't been on today that, you know, they've got like a couple of water rides here, of course. The log flume, I didn't get on that. There is one coaster, another coaster I didn't get on, which is that Draco, which is Sierra, I think. Tivoli or something like that. But yeah, they're not that special. I was on one in Lightwater Valley. I mean, it's not enough to vlog about, really, I think. So no POVs in this video, unfortunately. Maybe I could have asked, but I did see that they had loads of videos from earlier on this week when Untamed opened, but I think that was more of a special occasion where they allowed that, not so much all the time. So I don't think it would have happened anyway. But anyway, I do hope you have enjoyed watching this vlog. My opinions started off as a little bit rough, like I said, so I was probably not in the best of moods, and I'm sorry if that came across in the video too much, like not very enjoyable watching it, but you know, it's one of those things. This fountain is very nice, I have to say. I wish there was more of this kind of stuff around the park. They've got the space, you know. Get well and flung in here as well. I love that. So yeah, the exit area here. Then filmed this morning, all this stuff. Of course, inside of this building is where Express platform 13 is, and I didn't manage to get any off-ride of that, because I was going to go on the big Ferris wheel, but didn't bother with that in the end. Yeah, it was all about Untamed, really, and not bad, 6 goes. Whilst it was quite busy, especially this morning, the single riders queue sort of freed up a little bit, so I managed to get on a couple of times in a row. But yeah, like I said, some of those single rider queues can take longer than the normal ones, so it's one of these things to look out for. So anyway, I'm staying over with relatives again, and then might come back here tomorrow, or have a day off and then come back Saturday. I'll see what I do, but it's not going to be something you'll be catching in the vlog. And speed of sound over there. Of course, that's Express platform 13 up there. Very unusual. And yeah, that was it for Walibi. It was great coming back to this park, to be fair. I mean, I've not been back since this Walibi. Last time I was here was still Six Flags Holland. So it's just all changed a little bit. It was all themed to DC and things like that, Roadrunner, all these Warner Brothers characters that Six Flags had licenses for. Anyway, hope you enjoyed watching this. It's a very nice, interesting car. Hope you enjoyed watching this vlog, and I'll catch you in the next one, which will probably be Liseberg. There'll be a couple of POV videos from Toverland coming up, but yeah, Liseberg will be the next vlog. And I'll catch you then. Thanks for watching. See you later.